Thought for the day. Health is wealth.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we'll be exploring the numerous benefits of staying hydrated and discussing some effective ways to increase our daily water consumption. Have a listen.
And so the purpose of the Quick Brain Challenge is I've taken my morning routine, the things that I do every morning, and turned it into a weekly challenge, a little bite-sized, digestible things you could do to gather little bite-sized, little behaviors that add up to big things. Because remember, consistency compounds. Consistency compounds. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. So you start doing one little thing, like brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, or taking cold showers, or learning how to juggle. Little things like that. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a little slight difference. Like one step in another direction can completely change your destination. Another word for destination is your destiny, where you're going to end up. And so what's this week's challenge? It's to hydrate. It's to drink enough water. So what are some of the benefits of staying hydrated? Well, here's 6 of them. Number 1, and we're talking about cognitive benefits. Number 1, it helps your concentration and focus. Who doesn't want more of that, right? How do you maintain your focus in a world full of distractions? Stay hydrated. Number 2, it helps to balance out your mood and your emotions. Very important. Number 3, it helps you with your memory functioning. Who doesn't want to turn I forgot into I remember, right? Number 4, it helps to add more blood flow and oxygen to the brain. Very important physiological effect of drinking more water. Number 5, it helps you to relieve or maybe even prevent headaches. So those of you who have aches and pains between your ears, think about your hydration. And finally, number 6, it helps you to relieve and manage your stress better. One of the things with stress is as we're stressed, it puts us in fight or flight, that sympathetic mode. And it's not really good for thinking, for problem solving, for making good decisions. And that's where hydration comes into play. It's something so small, but again, as your brain coach, a coach doesn't always tell you something brand new. A coach sometimes will just remind you what you know is true. And so when you're thinking about hydration, for example, we talked about this in our sleep episodes we did in optimizing your sleep. Often when you sleep, you can lose up to 1 pound of water overnight through respiration, through perspiration. So you want to be able to hydrate. I always recommend every single time you take a brain break, right? 25 minutes of study, 25 minutes of work, and then you stop. And what do? You take deep breaths because the lower 1/3 of your lungs absorbs 2/3 of the oxygen. But sometimes when we're going through and we're getting through our inbox and we're writing that business plan or whatever, we tend to not breathe because of our posture or because of the state that we're in. So not only do you breathe, but also what else do? You move, because as your body moves, your brain grooves. So that's why we did both of those episodes. And finally, though, you want to hydrate. That's a perfect opportunity. During your 5-minute brain breaks, take a moment to hydrate. Now, how much water do you need? Now, you see and you've heard many times it's 8 glasses of water. Now, that could be a baseline, but really it depends on a number of factors. It depends, number 1, on your body mass. Depending on your size, you might need more or might need less. It also depends on your environment. If you live in an environment where it's very hot, for example, it's kind of obvious, but you need to stay more hydrated. It also depends not only on your body mass and your environment in terms of the climate and temperature, also it depends on your activity level. If you work out a lot and you're running a lot and you're exercising, obviously you want to be able to replace that water also as well. So are you up for this Quick Brain Challenge? Water matters, especially for your gray matter. Are you up for this challenge? Can you do 8 glasses? A lot of my friends will go to get our water, and it'll be high quality water. Depending on where you live, some people say tap water is not the best. We've done episodes on staying away from water that's in plastic bottles, or if you drink out of plastic bottles, make sure they're BPA free. And so it's the quality of the water, and it's also the quantity of water as well. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you're up for this challenge, remember, with challenge comes change. And we want to create some radical, beneficial, positive change in your life. I want to remind you to drink more water. So what do? Take a snapshot of this video, or take a snapshot of this podcast, or take a photo, even better, of the water that you're drinking. So what my friends and I do is we'll have 8 different water bottles, and I have like a quick brain water bottle, if you will. I fill it with water, and I just make sure I get through all 8 of them throughout the day. And so also we've done episodes. If you want to refer back to past episodes where we talk to Dr. Lisa Mosconi, she talked about how just being 1, 2, or 3% dehydrated could dramatically affect your reaction time and your thinking speed. I mean, if you want greater reaction time and thinking speed, upwards of 30%, stay hydrated.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.